What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to Comic Breakdown. In this video, we are jumping into Judgment Day issue number 5. The day has finally come, with the Celestial known as the Progenitor passing his judgment. The world has failed. He has seen enough. He has heard enough. And so while our Celestial is passing judgment on the world, our heroes have to figure out, what can we do? Do we sit idly by and let this Celestial pass its judgment upon us? Or do we fight back? I'm telling you guys right now, by the time we get to the end of this issue, the Marvel Universe as we know it will change. For how long it's going to change, that is going to be up for debate. Before we dive into this issue, I do have to do my shout out. Today it is Russ. Thank you so much for being a part of the channel. And if you guys want your shoutouts, you want loyalty badges, you want free comics every single month, be sure to check out our channel membership. Much like Patreon, having 5 different tiers from $1 to $50. Not only do you get tons of perks attached to being a channel member, but you're also helping out the channel tremendously. But if you're not able to do that, do me a favor, subscribe to the channel, like this video, and with that being said, let's dive into this breakdown. Alright gang, our story, it starts us off at the North Pole. Judgment has been rendered. Now the world waits for their sentencing. As the Progenitor turns itself to the world, he whispers, "In." And we saw this beginning to unfold in the last issue, as the rapture begins across the world. Regular, everyday civilians, they don't know what to do. They don't know where to look or who to go to. Many of them aren't even guilty of doing anything wrong, but judged as a collective, Earth has failed. And that's what takes us to New York City with Captain America, picking up shortly after people all around him were raptured up, with skulls and bones surrounding him. He doesn't know what to do. This is when one of the civilians this series has been following, the one known as Jada, she comes up to Captain America with a coffee. And at this point, Cap is really beating himself up. He thought he could inspire people enough to be able to make a change, for the Progenitor to see that they are worthy of living. And while Jada is very more cynical than Captain America, she believed that they were going to fail, but she does let Cap know that she greatly appreciates at least him putting in the effort to make the change. But even in this dire time, even with things looking so grim and so dark, Captain America still has that inspiration. He still has that hope, the hope that they can still turn this around. And that is when we have Nightcrawler show up on scene, letting Captain America know that they are getting ready to do a mission, that they are saving a world that hates, that fears, and now judges them. And Nightcrawler would like Captain America to give the Celestial a piece of his mind. With Nightcrawler and Captain America bamfing up to the North Pole, Professor Xavier is linking everybody's mind, not just mutant kind, not just Avengers, everybody. Everyone is going to bear witness to what is happening today. As Cap walks up to our Celestial, he does what he does best. He gives our heart-warmed, inspiring speech, letting the god know that they have stood before tyrants, that humanity has been in this position before, where the god, the tyrant, they believe they have won. They believe that it is all over. But Captain America is here to let the Progenitor know, as long as we still stand, there is still hope. The world can hear him, and now they are all Avengers. Every single human being alive. And so to the world, he lets them know, assemble and avenge. With those last words coming out of the mouth of Captain America, in the blink of an eye, we see him smited down. Nothing left but the smoldering skeleton of Captain America. He has finally met his demise. Steve Rogers is no more. Standing next to him this entire time was also Nightcrawler. Lucky for Nightcrawler, back on Krakoa, they are resurrecting him, asking Jean Grey if the plan worked. And it did. The world needed this. There is a bit more calm, and all of their anger, it is directed at the Progenitor. The world is unified under one goal. This is when Nightcrawler, he goes to grab his weapons. telling them to prepare another egg because he is more than likely going to be back soon. He refuses to let this false god try to pass judgment, try to burn them with fire. Nightcrawler has been solely focused on the spark. If you want to learn more about the spark, you're going to want to check out Legion of X and things of that nature. But more than anything, the spark is about raging against the dying of the light. And he refuses to let his spark go out. He will ensure that it burns. Around the world, presidents, kings, dictators alike, they are all siding with mutant kind. Whatever their plan is, they are backing it 100%. But the biggest question stands: what actually is our plan? Cyclops letting it be known that their best option is to kill the progenitor, that node that is inside the Celestial, the one that they attempted to go attack in the first place. That was no illusion. That is in fact true, confirmed by Jean Grey. And so what they need to do is the surrounding areas, they need to evacuate the cities, and they need to make their assault. Bishop turning to the Eternals, asking what they can bring to the table. The truth is, they really can't bring anything to the table. They cannot directly fight a Celestial. It goes against the very principles of their whole creation. But there is some good news. The Eternals have turned off their psychic firewalls, which means hypothetically, if an Omega level mutant decided they wanted to take control of the Eternals, they could do so. More or less, they are going to turn the Eternals into literal drones, being piloted by some Omega level psychic. More than likely, it's going to be Jean Grey. And with her piloting them, she has full access to their powers and abilities. She can use the Eternals in the assault. As everybody turns to Destiny, they ask if this is even possible. Can they even win? Destiny letting them know that this is the only chance that they have. And so, the Earth's best hope, they launch their assault. Eternals, Avengers, Fantastic Four, X-Men, everybody. The progenitor giving us some narration, letting us know that this assault, it is more than likely just futile. That it does distract him from destroying the world. It is only a temporary distraction. But this assault also allows the Hex to get close. The 6 Eternals that are freaking kaijus, created specifically to take down cosmic deities and beings such as the Celestial. But even with all of their effort, he still says that this is a prologue, that the hammer, it's still to come. It is almost admirable how much they have come together to fight against him, how they are all striking as one, having their target exposed. This is where we see the literal hammer come down. That of course is Mjolnir, wielded by the one and only mighty Thor. He comes down with all of his fury. And when his hammer slams down on the Celestial, the progenitor lets us know that Thor may be worthy, but still, the world has failed, which means judgment comes to everybody, to include Thor. In the blink of an eye, we see Thor turn to freaking ash. Starbrand burns. The Phoenix burns. Jean Grey burns. Exodus. All of them are taken off the board. Not even the Hex are able to stand up for that long of time. Captain Marvel, not being the first of her name, Captain Marvel had died of cancer, and so will Carol Danvers. Except her cancer is immediate, and she dies instantly on the spot. Though he does try to be creative, he tries to have a little bit of creativity with how he is killing everybody. There is so many human beings, so many people on this planet that he does get a little lazy about it. As Iron Man shouts the evacuation, everybody makes their retreat. As lightning comes from the sky, cities are beginning to burn. The oceans are beginning to boil. The world's most powerful and most elite, they all hop onto a spaceship and they try to make their way out of here, using an experimental engine, prepared to engage and take off to some new horizon. The progenitor will not let them escape judgment either, giving them the opportunity to do battle. They still fail, not gonna give them another opportunity to come back at him. He begins burning everything, from the machine to Krakoa itself. And while the Earth itself is fighting back against the Celestial, it is only a matter of time before everything is destroyed. This is where we pick up with all of our heroes, at least the ones that are still surviving, the ones that were left behind from the battle, because Destiny's plan was to send out everybody but a select few individuals. If the progenitor believed that they threw everything they had at him in that battle, then he would assume that he got everybody, or at least the majority of people. But now they only have a handful of eggs left. They need to choose very carefully who gets resurrected. But Phastos lets them know that they need to choose quickly, because the progenitor is integrating with the machine, and it will only be a matter of time before everything is destroyed. This is when Nightcrawler lets it be known that we tried the hammer approach. Now it is time to use the scalpel, that they need scientists and psychics, because they need to infiltrate. Having Jack of Knives and Wolverine, Ajax, Makari, Circe, Sinister, Iron Man, and Jean Grey. This is our team. This is the team that is going to infiltrate the Celestial and try to take out that node, with Jean Grey having control of all Eternals that are with her. But only Jean Grey can access them. As they teleport themselves to the progenitor, Jack of Knives immediately recognizes the Celestial knows that they are there. To cause a distraction, Jack of Knives exposes himself, starts yelling at the Celestial. In the blink of an eye, we see him obliterated. But our team was able to make it inside the Celestial. At this point, every second counts. Now, picking back up with Nightcrawler and Professor X, they only have a couple of eggs left, and Exodus wants Cyclops resurrected. But what they are doing right now is against all the rules of Krakoa. Nightcrawler, he simply says that this is against their customs, not necessarily a rule. And in these dire times, it is time that they come up with new customs. As long as they live, they are going to try different things. While Cyclops is probably one of the greatest leaders the world has ever seen, he is not the person that the Earth needs right now. What the Earth needs is Captain America. And this is where we see from the arm of Captain America wielding his shield, because he was just resurrected. And that will be the end of this issue. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Definitely not the direction I thought that they were gonna go with Judgment Day, but this changes everything. But this also, I believe, solidifies the fact that we are gonna see Resurrection taken off the table, because as it stands, mutant kind has Resurrection, and now we are seeing they have the ability to resurrect other people, not just mutants, but everybody. How this will work with Thor and other individuals is still gonna be up for debate, but it looks like Professor Xavier, in some kind of attempt to save all of humanity, could it be possible that he downloaded everybody's mind, that he is holding on to everything, and because of this, every single person has the possibility of being resurrected? And this is exactly why I say that they are going to take Resurrection off the table, that it is only a matter of time before Resurrection is gone. The truth is, Marvel Comics cannot sustain keeping Resurrection around when now we have learned that people like Captain America can be resurrected. It takes away all the stakes when we do that. And so I believe by the end of Judgment Day, we are going to see Resurrection relatively eradicated from society. And not just for Eternals, but for mutant kind as well. But with sending all of their forces, having a limited number of eggs, even if they do resurrect Captain America, what comes after that? What do we do now that Captain America is still alive? In doing this, the perspective on mutant kind will also greatly change. But something tells me that Sinister still has a very big role to play. We have the Sins of Sinister that is coming up very soon. And I'm not really sure where that's going to take us, but he does have all of those clones of Moira. He can restart the timeline anytime he chooses. And I really believe that is what we're gonna see. I believe this Sinister is going to get to a point where he says, you know what, I have seen enough. enough, I have enough information, I have enough data, it is time to restart the timeline. That would be their quick and easy way to get around the idea that the world knows humans can now be resurrected, that anybody can be resurrected. I think that is going to be the only way that resurrection stays on the table for mutant kind. Now, as we've heard from all of our time travelers, resurrection is something that is not going to be with mutant kind forever, that it is in this specific time, in this specific place, that it can even operate. From Cerebra to Cable, they have all let us know that this era of Krakoa, it is the peak, is the epitome of mutant kind. This was their greatest moment in history, and it seems everything after Krakoa, it goes downhill. It is also weird that Captain America was resurrected in his egg and he has his shield in his egg. It's a little bit odd, I say, but it's their way of showing like this is in fact Captain America. But let me know your thoughts, let me know your theories. If you would like to get caught up on everything going on with Judgment Day, be sure to check out the link in my description as well as the top of this video. It is gonna get you completely caught up on everything going on with this event. If you would like to support the channel, you can always do so by joining our channel membership. Much like Patreon, having 5 different tiers from $1 to $50, from loyalty badges to getting free comics every single month from me. This is a great way to help the channel out and get yourself some perks while you're at it. Now, if you can't do that, do me a favor, subscribe to the channel, like this video, hit that notification bell, and with that being said, until the next breakdown.